Beep, 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 beep. Hello, good peeps. How are we? Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to the court of the Edijester. Good evening, good afternoon, good night, wherever the hell you are. Right, here we go. First off, if you can buy me a coffee, please do. Usual stuff, but most important, become a warrior teacher starting in April. Come and join us. The fight's really hotting up now, folks, and it's a lot more than important. I think it's absolutely crucial at this point. As today's read through will tell you, we've got a problem. There's a trust. You're familiar with the family Peggy, the Sandy Peggy case, of course. Brave nurse up there fighting in Fife for women's rights and the ability to exclude these LARPing men from their spaces. But lo and behold, what do we end up with? This is quite frankly unbelievable. It is quite frankly unbelievable. But the Telegraph is reporting in an article from Daniel Martin that trans doctors can use lavatories of their choice, says Hospital Trust. Who uses the word lavatories? Is it me, or do we not hear that word very often these days? Lavatories? I meant loo, bog, toilet. Lavatories just seems a bit odd. Perhaps we should go back to using the word privy. Women wish for privacy in the privy. Why not? Just change that, just sort of, change it up a bit. Trans doctors can use lavatories of their choice, says Hospital Trust. Unbelievable. In the midst of the Sandy Peggy case and the fact that we now know that it is very likely that there will be all sorts of legal actions against trusts that do this nonsense, they're still ploughing ahead with it. Now, this new equality policy, says the subheading, throws down a challenge to the Health Secretary. This from 9th of March, which was yesterday. Now, the trust transgender policy seen by the Telegraph was drawn up by equalities officers and LGBT members of staff. How many of them were legal eagles, would you wonder? Why are they allowing LGBT members of staff to draw up stuff with equalities officers that's going to affect everybody if they're not legally qualified to do so? Maybe they are legally qualified. Who knows at this point? Controversially, it recognises non-binary identities, which are not recognised in law. What a surprise. Let's go beyond the law. We get this a lot. No, right? We get this a lot. Let's go beyond the law. What's beyond the law? They always say, let's go beyond the law. Another word for that is best practice. That'll upset a few people. So people go, yeah, the law might say this, but it's best practice. Same thing. We know better than the law. Okay? No. We can't allow that kind of creep, even though best practice may be better. If best practice is better, then you should need to change the law. We need to update or upgrade the law. But in this case, it just simply means, well, we'll include non-binaries because the law doesn't, and it's fair to do so. This is equality, diversity, and inclusion on steroids, right? Run by the people who think they know better than anybody else. Right? So the new policy sets an aim for all NHS staff in the two hospitals to be trained as non-binary staff on non-binary staff and gender non-conforming identities. This is absolute insanity. This is beyond the pale insane. The trust also said it would collect data on the gender that staff identify as, but not their biological sex, in defiance of the government. Tell me, they can't possibly not know about the Sandy Peggy case. They can't, can they? Or are they living in such little, EDI, look-at-cube bubbles that they can't or don't see what's going on? On toilets and changing rooms, the guidance states facilities provide access to gender-appropriate facilities. Gender-neutral options will also be made available where possible. I mean, health and safety law says you've got to have male and female. Transgender people are accommodated according to the gender they identify with, rather than the sex registered at birth, regardless of where they are on the transition journey. Bloody hell. Transgender people are accommodated according to the fetish they have, rather than sex registered at birth, regardless of where they are on their paraphilic journey. Just stop it. The guidance states that everyone is addressed using the names and pronouns that they request at the moment in time. So you can I'm she this morning, I'm he this afternoon, like that bloke Pip Bunce. He does that sort of rubbish, doesn't he? It added, on joining the trust, they should always be referred to by their chosen name and gender identity. If the line manager is aware of their trans status, it is inappropriate for them to disclose that information. Right, okay. Generally, people are going to go, that's a bloke, isn't it? Well, that's a woman, isn't it? It's a woman, isn't it? It's a woman pretending to be a bloke. That's a bloke pretending to be a woman. Some people may prefer to be more public about their trans status, but this decision needs to lie with the individual. No, we're not having frauds in our midst. Sex frauds. We're not having sex frauds in our midst. That's the way it should be. Trust guidance. The guidance also states the trust will implement inclusive recruitment, which means that they will appoint the most suitable candidate, regardless of gender, sexual orientation, marital or civil partnership status, disability, race, age, religion or belief, pregnancy or maternity, or gender reassignment. They forgot sex. That includes 8 of the 9 protected characteristics under the Equality Act. The one that is missing is sex. Now, this is just a non-statement, right? It's just a non-statement. What have they been doing before? If that's what they're saying they're going to do now, what have they been doing before? Have they been recruiting based on, we need a pink one. Got a yellow one? No. Have you got a blue one? No. Well, I found one over here who's a bit purple. Right, okay. Where are they going to work? A blood pressure unit. Absolutely insane. The document also states, support the creation and promotion of training to all staff, for all staff, on LGBTQ plus inclusion, with specific modules on transgender, non-binary and gender non-conforming identities as part of the Trust LGBT plus inclusivity program. These people need to go away very fast in jerky motions. Miss McEnana, this is from Sex Matters, the authors of this policy seem only distantly acquainted with UK law. Hey, McEnana. I can't resist every time I hear her name. With UK law, it doesn't even mention that sex is a protected characteristic in the Equality Act, but refers repeatedly to non-binary identities which appear nowhere in the law and are irrelevant to healthcare. It's absurd as a veterinary hospital writing a policy about cats that identify as dogs. Brilliantly put! Brilliantly put. The requirement not to disclose the sex of trans-identifying staff risks patients who ask for a female healthcare professional being confronted by a male one who claims to be a woman. Having to use preferred, that is, wrong sex pronouns, means nobody will even be able to state the truth if and when this happens. The demand to ensure that everyone is addressed using the names and pronouns that they request at that moment in time even suggests that preferred pronouns can change and colleagues must try to keep up. A spokesman for Guy's in St Thomas said, transgender staff, like all our staff, deserve to be treated with kindness and respect. No. Kindness and respect. You know those 2 words make me go, kindness and respect. I'd like you to be respectful and kind. Bring me the sick bucket, you vapid, empathetically suicidal nitwit. Right? As an inclusive employer, it is important that we ensure everyone is supported regardless of sexual orientation or gender identity. I mean, this is utterly insane on every level as far as I'm concerned. And there it is in the Telegraph for you to have a look at. Where the hell is Wes Streeting? Where the hell is Wes Streeting? Because boy, oh boy, does he need to put his foot down with this utter crap. And he's not going to. He's not going to. So, we need to really appraise where we are, because right now I don't think we're anywhere. We don't seem to have achieved anything at all. That's just me being miserable. You tell me what you think in the comments, as I'm sure you normally will. Come and be a warrior teacher. That's the most important thing. Come and join the team, for God's sake. New conference, October. I'll see you later. Bye-bye.